start this hour with some breaking news on the roads. Brighton police have announced the southbound lanes of Highway 85 are closed from East 136th to East 124th. There is a crash there this morning near the E470 ramp. We're giving you a live look at that camera right now. Does not appear to be a particularly busy morning on the road, of course, at a Sunday at 8 o'clock. But we will keep an eye on that crash and the closure at this point on the southbound side of Highway 85. And we'll keep you posted as we learn more about what happened and when the road is reopened. Good morning. Happy Sunday. We start with a live look outside over downtown Denver from our Four Seasons hotel camera this morning. The sun is up, it is shining, it is hot, and the temps are rising. We're already in the 70s at this hour. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. We're going to talk about that heat advisory that's happening over the next couple days. We got to stay cool. We got to stay hydrated. There will be finally some relief on the other side of the next 2 days. So let's start with Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Chris Spears. Those temps behind you, the right now temps, have been climbing all morning, which makes sense. But that's really hot to start at this, 8 o'clock in the morning? Come on.
Climbing fast, yes. We were in the upper 60s just a short time ago, and now we are cruising through the 70s. Jenny, 76 now, upper 70s. We'll definitely be into the 80s by 9 o'clock this morning. 76 both downtown and at the airport. Out on the western slope, we have some warm air. 77 in Grand Junction, 67 in Cortez. Colorado Springs, you're 71. I'm liking Dillon right now. The temperature there, 49 degrees. That won't last long, though. You too will warm up. We will see a handful of monsoon showers and storms in the western part of the state today. Slow mover, so we'll have to watch for locally heavy rain. In Denver, we have the hope of a couple of clouds passing through, but really outside of that, it's just going to be hot with a 99-degree high. This heat advisory and ozone alert in effect. That is why we have a weather impact alert for you both today and tomorrow. And as Jenny mentioned, some relief is in the near future. We'll talk about that in your main forecast coming up.
All right, thank you. Denver Parks and Rec will open all the currently operating rec centers today as daytime cooling centers during business hours, both today and tomorrow. Each center will have a designated area where you can just truly cool off. You get drinking water, restrooms, place to sit, and the public library system in Denver will also be available to help with the same thing. A major highway down near Telluride is dealing with some partial closures this weekend thanks to mudslides. Portions of Highway 145 had feet of mud, even large boulders and some debris like a tree blocking the roadway. The San Miguel County Sheriff's Office posted this photo yesterday showing some of the mess on Highway 145 just north of Keystone Hill. That portion of the highway is now reopened. Officials also say there was a power outage and debris was seen further up the road near Norwood Hill. Let's check in on our wildfires today. Officials are begging the public to stop flying drones, especially near the Aspen Acres wildfire. In an update issued yesterday, officials say an unauthorized drone entered the airspace around the Aspen Acres fire down in Pueblo County, which forced them to temporarily ground the aircrafts they were using to fight the fire. Officials say flying a drone near a wildfire is not only dangerous, it can be a federal offense. That fire has now burned over 100,000 acres, an area roughly the size of Denver. It's now 61% contained. The Gold Mountain Fire, that one's 13% contained. It's burned over 37,000 acres in the area of Ouray. And near Leadville, the Willow Fire's burned more than 7,000 acres. It's at 37% containment this morning, still kind of holding steady there. Despite the fire, there are some popular events planning to move forward in the Leadville area, the biggest being the Leadville Race Series, which said earlier this week they still plan to run their final 4 events of the season.
This is all still a shock. I'm still shocked.
Emma Landis confronted a worker for an ice processing center and then got shot. Now she's home facing weeks of recovery time. The suspected shooter is being held on a suspicion of attempted murder. Kevin Vaughn from 9 News Investigates sat down with Landis yesterday, and she told him she is lucky what happened to her wasn't worse.
They had to numb me. They had to go in and clean the debris out, stitch it.
It was Thursday night outside an Immigration and Customs Enforcement Processing Center in Aurora that gunfire rang out.
It hit me right through here, so it fractured my heel. It was an exit wound, so it went straight through my foot.
Emma Landis and a handful of others had gone there to protest the treatment of detainees by ICE. After the gathering broke up, Landis says she and a friend were walking away when they encountered workers and made their feelings known.
Things that people have been saying you know, calling them out, telling them what they're doing is wrong.
According to Landis and Aurora police, she and her friend had moved on when one of those workers fired a single shot.
My whole foot went numb and felt like it just got lit on fire. I couldn't walk. And then I started like hyperventilating and couldn't breathe.
Aurora police identified the suspected shooter as Brandon Booth. He works for Geo Group, the private company that operates the facility.
Just because you called somebody a mean word doesn't mean you get to shoot them and ruin their life. I could have died.
Landis said today she'd been troubled by incidents involving ICE, including the fatal shootings of Alex Preddy and Renee Good.
You know, we're seeing this stuff on the news, so it's definitely a thought in my head of like, this could happen, and it's a reality that we're living through. Did I think it was going to happen to me? No.
That was Kevin Vaughn reporting. In a statement, a Geo Group spokesperson said it had suspended Booth without pay. He remains behind bars in Adams County this weekend, held on a $500,000 bail on suspicion of attempted second-degree murder and other charges. Booth is scheduled to be in court Wednesday for the formal filing of charges. This Monday, July 20th, marks 14 years since the Aurora Theater shooting, when we lost 13 souls that night. Dozens more were injured, and many more are still living today in ongoing recovery. In honor of all of them, the 720 Memorial Foundation is hosting a blood drive tomorrow, a blood drive that will happen again Monday between 1:45 and 6 p.m. at the Blood Mobile at the Cinemark Theater. You do need to register in advance. Arapahoe County officials are investigating an assisted living facility, and they're looking for potential victims to come forward. In a press release, the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office said they're investigating the All Saints home care on South Lisbon Court in Aurora. The 18th Judicial District Attorney's Office is also working on this investigation. They've not specified the nature of it, what exactly is going on there, but did add that several people were relocated from that facility yesterday and are receiving care now somewhere else. A lot of parents are buying electric bikes for their kids without realizing that some of those bikes are not street or even sidewalk legal. Retailers say there's widespread confusion between e-bikes and the more powerful e-motos. Under Colorado law, an e-bike is limited to 750-watt motors, assist speeds up to 28 miles an hour, but those more powerful models, those are big, and they're subject to actual motorcycle laws.
Kids will bring parents in because they want one, and you know, little do the parents know that, yeah, they are technically all being ridden illegally.
Shop owners say doing a little research before you buy can really help parents make sure they're actually getting the right e-bike for how their child will use it. School starting is just around the corner, isn't that wild? And when kids do start school, thousands of them here in Colorado will not have access to the supplies they need this year. So we're partnering with Mile High United Way for a school supply drive. We want to raise $50,000 to help get kids what they need to succeed in the classroom. The drive runs now through August 2nd. You just scan this QR code on your screen if you would like to donate.